Halloween, you guys, and welcome back to the 10 Days of Halloween with I myself, the original Renegade. Now, if you haven't seen any of the previous videos, I don't know why, because they're awesome. Joking. But if you haven't, then I do suggest you go back to day number 1 because I lay all of this challenge out for you. I tell you all the different categories, the reason I'm doing it, everything like that. But to just put in another disclaimer, and I'm sorry for people who, you know, have been here for every single day, because you'll be bored of hearing me say this. But this was a challenge that was originally set out by one of my favourite actors, Mr. Thomas Dekker. So if you don't know who he is, then do go ahead and Google if you wish. It's not mandatory, but if you kind of want to know. I will also be linking his videos down below that he did like in 2014. But I'm just resurrecting this challenge this year because I never got around to doing it. So, as per usual, I am going to be giving you 3 of my favourite Halloween slash horror slash spooky films for this spooky Halloween season. And they are going to be in 3 different categories that are as follows. The first category is going to be your beat-off movie. Now again, if you need like overviews of these categories, do go back and check out day number 1. But you've got the beat-off category, you've got your show-off category, and you've got your laugh-off category. So without any further ado, because I don't want this taking too long, I have my trusty pad in front of me. So today, on day number 8 of the 10 Days of Halloween, I am going for my beat-off movie, which is going to be the 2002 28 Days Later. Now this is kind of a typical zombie movie, it's just on steroids in my opinion, you know, and running on pure rage. So, the movie starts with Jim, who's a bike courier, and he wakes up after a month of being in a coma. You don't really know why, it's not really explained, but he wakes up after being in a coma in the middle of London. Now this again is what I love about this movie. It's a British horror movie, and I do love obviously things from my own turf. So he wakes up in London, it's cloaked in an unearthly silence, which if you live in London, if you know anything about London, is completely bizarre, right? So it's cloaked in silence, it's spine tingling, there's this scene with rats running from a zombie horde, and it's a little bit creepy and a bit unsettling and unnerving, and you know, it ramps up on the horror. It ramps up kind of from the second he gets out of the hospital and everything like that, you know, but really the horror ramps up even further when they actually get to a safe zone where a lot of soldiers are, you know, because they're taking in survivors and everything like that. So that's where the proverbial stuff hits the fan, let's say. So I can't say too much about it. I do love this movie because it's kind of taken the natural zombie movie and it's just completely like amped it up. You know, zombies can run now in this one. Like, they don't walk, they're not shufflers, they're not Walking Dead style, they are full on rage, like running for people. And it's amazing. It's an all British cast. It's just one of my favourite series because they did, you know, 28 weeks later and what have you to follow, but 28 days later is probably my best one out of the series. So if you do like zombie movies, if you do like everything like that and the walking undead, then do go and check that out because I really do recommend it for you guys. It does have, I believe, Christopher Eccleston in it who plays Jim. I believe that's who it is. But yeah, it is a really good movie. So that's my beat off. Now for my show off movie, it's one of my faves. It's the 1980 cult classic The Shining. Now, I know that Halloween Horror Nights this year have been using it as one of their mazes, and it is about freaking time. Like, Stanley Kubrick is great at creating this almost claustrophobic kind of feeling throughout the movie, right? You feel really shut in and claustrophobic, and it's amazing. And he's good at like strange apparitions and feelings of slipping into madness and like all of that combined. Like, he is good at setting that kind of standpoint for movies and things, which is good. Now, Jack Nicholson is maniacal at best, but his maniacal portrayal of Jack is terrifyingly believable in my opinion, you know, and just a masterpiece. Like, There's so many great quotes and scenes that it's become so iconic. It's not even about the supernatural elements, in fact. It's nothing to do with that. It's simply a study of insanity, inadequacy and failure of one man. That is essentially what it is. It's an inverted, you know, almost cathartic look at one man's failure and his feeling of inadequacy and everything like that, and his insanity kind of stems from that. So it really is a good movie. I absolutely love it. Obviously the "here's Johnny" quote is like famous now and everything like that, and him like hacking down the door. And my personal favourite quote is, "Wendy darling, I don't want to hurt ya, I'm just gonna bash your brains in." It's just amazing. I love it. Jack Nicholson, again, is a complete and utter legend when it comes to creating a maniacal character who is slipping slowly into madness. So I do recommend that movie. It is quite long. It is like 2.5 hours, but honestly, it is so worth it. Those 80s crossfades between scenes, guys, is just on point. So that is my show-off movie. Now, finally, for my laugh-off movie, it is the 1984 original Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, let me start by saying I don't like the remake, and I'm very sorry, because it has Thomas Dekker in it, and that was legitimately the only reason I went to the cinema to watch it, because I love Thomas Dekker. Unless you haven't, like, gathered, I just want to be his best friend. Like, he's like the best, one of the best people. I just absolutely love him. Right, in obviously a non-sexual way. I mean, he's not even into my gender, so, you know, I'm just saying. But basically, I'm sorry, I don't like it. I only went to see it because you were in it. It was rubbish. Sorry. But let's get back to the original. So let's go back to the original for a minute. Right, so what better than a monster that invades your dreams? Because really, there is no escape from that. There is no escape. Your brain needs to sleep. You need to shut down, because you will go into these 5-minute schizophrenic kind of naps, and it's insane. And like someone who slashes at you with like knife fingers, you know, it's just amazing. It's campy, there's no doubt about that, you know, at all. The franchise has become a complete spoof of itself. It really has. And other things have come thick and fast, like other, you know, not spin-offs, but other movies. I mean, I've lost count of how many Nightmare on Elm Street movies there are now, to be perfectly honest. But it's still a great horror format. It's still a great horror format. I love how sassy Freddy is as well. He's super sassy. That song that they sing, you know, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock the door. I won't sing it all because it's going to take forever. But that freaked my sister out as a kid. Like, she hated it. If she heard that song, no. She'll be running away. She hated it. So they've built such an iconic, great franchise in a way. Even though it's become a parody of itself, it is still a very, very good movie. And quite frankly, who doesn't want to see Johnny Depp in a crop top being swallowed by a bed? I'm just saying. So yeah, that is going to be my laugh-off movie for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I am going to leave it there because we've got more days to come. We're very nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. It's nearly Halloween. It's nearly my favourite time of year. So I'm going to leave it here for now. Please do tune in for day number 9 tomorrow, where I'll be giving you 3 more of my top favourite movies for this time of year. And until then, my little freaks and squeaks, I am going to check you tomorrow. So check ya.